Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller, the podcast. I'm joined by Seth.
Hey, welcome, guys. Thanks for finding us on the internet.
Now, these shows originally aired on Brookings Radio, but now they're all here for your enjoyment. I hope you like it.
There you go. Sit back, enjoy the show, relax. Let us know if you want to see anything on future shows. As we said, this comes out live in the Brookings area, but enjoy this archive episode.
Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. You know what? Beer should be fun. Beer is fun. Stop being so serious. Time for Beer Fun Facts Part 2. A collection of beer trivia, factoids, and stories that we're pretty sure are mostly true. Seth Cook of Wooden Legs Brewing and I recently sat down and tore through some beer tidbits.
Beer wasn't even considered an alcoholic beverage in Russia until 2013. So
what was it before then?
It was just a food staple. It's just a foodstuff.
It kind of related to that. In medieval times, beer was recommended for children.
Well, actually, up until the 1970s in Belgium, table beer was served in school cafeterias. Up until the 1970s,
And we should mention this would be beer that was, maybe 2 or 3%?
Right, table beer. Near beer is what it is. Very, very, very thin beer.
And there was a good reason for it in medieval times, because it was a heck of a lot safer than the water.
Right, exactly. I don't know about 1970s, but maybe that was...
that's interesting. As of April of last year, every American craft brewery combined employed fewer people than Anheuser-Busch.
Really? Combined?
Combined.
That's amazing.
For the entire craft beer industry a year ago, about 121,000. Anheuser-Busch, over 150,000 employees.
That's a really heavy fact. You ready for another heavy fact?
I am ready.
At the Wife Carrying World Championships in Finland, the first prize is your wife's weight in beer.
We like that fact so much, I think we used it on our last Fun Fact show, too. But anyway, here's some more.
St. Paddy's Day is coming up. Do you know more Guinness beer is drunk in Nigeria than in Ireland by volume? Nigerian has a fantastic variant of Guinness. It's actually Guinness, but it's a variant, and it is fantastic. We talked about maybe the politics and the currency and the staple of beer. The Pharaohs of Egypt, beer was the national currency for a while. You actually got paid in beer and made trade goods in beer.
The people that built the pyramids got paid in beer. Seth, how many liters of beer do you suppose were served at the official Oktoberfest in 2015?
200 hectoliter to 2,000 hectoliters?
I don't know how many that would be, but it was 7.3 million
I was way off.
liters. You probably know this. You probably know how to do it, too. You can chill a beer if you're really desperate in about 2 minutes.
I've seen people use it with fire extinguishers to evacuate it.
No, I wasn't counting that way, but I forgot about that.
My way of doing it is to do ice water. I've always
ice and salt.
Ice and salt
in a bowl, stir it around the beer in 2 minutes. More beer fun facts when Beer Untapped continues in a moment. Welcome back to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller as we delve into beer fun facts. Seth Cook from Wooden Legs Brewing and I are conducting this course in beer fun and weirdness.
In 1963, Heineken created a beer bottle that was actually square, and what they had done is they used it to build sustainable housing in impoverished countries, so that they used it in place of bricks.
So finish the beer, build a house.
Yes, this little house was made of beer bottles.
You can confirm this for me. In a pint of beer, there's about 2.5 pints of dissolved CO2. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right. It depends on the style. Some of the really bubbly styles have more, and some of the British styles are more flat. So, there's a lot of CO2 that goes into these things.
There is.
The researchers at Guinness say 162,719 pints of Guinness are wasted each year on mustaches.
That's hilarious. I love that. We talked a little bit about the ancient Egyptian texts have been found that contained over 100 medicinal uses for beer.
I can think of about 2,000 uses of beer. So
if it's not true, who cares? Vikings believed that when they died, a giant goat would be waiting for them. And out of the goat's udders came beer.
You gotta love the Vikings. Oldest operating brewery is nearly 1,000 years old. Weihenstephan in Germany. So there is Almost 1,000 years old. That blows my mind.
Hey, there are some great events coming to Wooden Legs, too. We better talk about those, including an annual favorite, the Irish Breakfast.
We do it the Saturday after St. Paddy's Day. Irish Breakfast, if you're not aware, it's a full Irish breakfast. Sometimes call it British breakfast, but we're going to have the Irish-style meats. And that's what it is. Irish breakfast is just about 3 or 4 different ways to eat protein. So there's an egg.
You gotta cut the egg, yeah.
The egg is the protein. We do a banger, which is a sausage, Irish-style sausage. We do a rasher, which is Irish-style bacon. We do black pudding and white pudding, which are 2 types of Irish-style puddings, meaning other proteins. I think that's 5. And I think we're going to throw some beans on there, too, for some fiber.
That would be 6. And there's protein and beans.
There's protein
too.
and beans, and I think it'll have some tomato and mushrooms and other things. Anyway, it's massive. Like, there's a half plate, and the half plate is a really good deal. But if you really want to upgrade, you can get the full plate. And the full plate, you'll roll out of here.
It's awesome.
It is worth the time to get up in the morning and do it. We only do it once a year. This is our 4th annual, and from what I've heard from people is that it is almost mandated that we do this breakfast.
Don't miss it. Saturday, March 18th, the Wooden Legs, the Irish Breakfast. Also today, we need to head over to Brookings Liquor Store, where they've expanded the craft beer selection, and it's worth a look. We've been featuring some of the new breweries they're now able to feature. This week, Drew Eklund takes a look at South Dakota brewer Sick and Twisted Brewing out of Hill City.
I feel like this brewery's been around forever, but they actually only opened in 2012, shortly after the liquor store started carrying beer in bombers. But then Sick and Twisted, about a couple of years ago, switched to 4-packs and 6-packs, and sadly, we just didn't have room for them. But now we've done a beer reset. We have room, and Sick and Twisted is back. So our current lineup includes Hop on Top, which is an Imperial IPA at $8.99 for the 4-pack cans. This is probably my favorite offering from them. It's a big, bold, citrus, pine notes. Goes along really well with a bitter, boozy finish. Next up is Panty Dropper. This is a porter with roasty flavors of chocolate, coffee, and vanilla. Finishes slightly bitter, $8.99 for the 4-pack. Lastly, we have Rushmore, a mixed 4-pack at $9.99. The packaging on this one is super cool, with Mount Rushmore on the front of each can, and then a different president along with a little blurb about each president on the back. Sick and Twisted Rushmore includes Honest Abe Red Ale, Never Tell a Lie Porter, Bake Stick Lemongrass Mint Blonde Ale, and Declaration of IPA.
That's it for this week's show. Until next time, drink local and drink responsibly. Thank you for listening to this archived edition of Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Feel free to listen to other episodes, and if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on a future show, please let us know. Thanks again.